always like to say something. The best one was actually on the ship, where there was another experiment that we did on the USS Lexington, that episode of Go Together Lights Out. That was the one where Dalen wore the helmet on the. What happened?
Yeah.
I lost it. Hey. Heather. Come in.
Did you hit the channel?
Hey. Stop that. No, turn that off. Hello. Okay, well, never mind then. This is my voice later. It's fine. But anyway, lost the play. Darn it, it was going so well. So anyway.
There it goes. Here we go.
All right, so yeah, anyway, so I always have a good time with those guys. And then they did leave me on the top of the lighthouse for like 6 hours. And I was like bleeding profusely. That sacrificed a lot. So anyway, so I've done a lot of stuff with them, and that's the actual laser transmitter. Bring that picture up. That's the actual laser transmitter, like in my lab, splitting through the prism, and each beam has a receiver, so you can pick up the audio in several different places, and the laser like translates into an audio signal on the other side. So that's one of the experiments that we did. Yeah, and I got to use it on Ghost of Devil's Perch too. When we did that one though, I also used a sacred geometry ring. This is stuff you didn't see. They didn't have time to explain. You can only explain so much, put so much into a 42-minute show, which, like probably 15, 20 minutes of that's like B-roll and stuff. And, so you have very little time to explain everything. So, the Fink House episode, if you guys watch. The Fink House episode is where I use the laser audio transmitter in Devil's Perch. And I did that because, when I was out there checking out the property, I like to come into an investigation. Are you trying to hurt anybody else?
I got.
I like to get a good idea of the geology of the area, right? So not necessarily just the geology, but any kind of infrastructure that might have been there previously. So in this case, I'm standing, me and Cindy were out there. Cindy was doing her thing, walking around, trying to find some kind of evidence, some kind of clue to tell us, point us in the direction of this thing that was haunting the Finks. And so I'm walking around in a metal detector and, just looking for stuff. And I look up on the edge of the horizon there, and it's a walking trail. And it's for the college. It's for Montana Tech.
Oh yeah.
It's in down there. And so I'm looking at it, and the trail just goes constantly way back, and I just saw a train and train tracks, and that's exactly what that was. It's an old train track, and all along, right at the bottom of that hill, right next to what's the walking path now, where the Sphinx House sat, that would have been where the unloading and loading stations were. And there just happened to be a big accident on this very track, and the idea was the spirits were haunting everything up and down this rail, and specifically the Sphinx House, maybe because of the young girl that lived in the home. She may have had some kind of psychic ability that might have increased the activity there, I think, maybe. But so the laser audio transmitter, I used that, and I shot the laser beam from the railroad track down to a receiver inside of the sacred geometry where Dave was standing. If you saw the episode,
I have it.
well, if you
Oh,
saw
there
the
it is.
episode, Dave's just kind of standing there, and you hear bots going. And that's
Yeah,
that's
okay,
being
so I do
transmitted
have
from
it.
the
It's right
railroad
here.
tracks.
I got it.
So there's a lot of stuff that I wish I had a better layout of. I wish I had documented it myself better during the show. Hindsight 2020.
Oh,
That way I could have put a montage together of all the things that I did. But
Patrick, are you here with us?
so this was at the pumpkin patch.
Oh, did you hear that?
that's the Faraday cage part.
Is there anything we can do
Yeah,
to help you be at peace?
Yeah, it's fun thought.
Heaven? We can help you cross over, but we need to know, are you the dark figure from the basement? Who is the dark figure?
You see how different those two responses sounded, and that's because that was an audio from the ghost box that was being transmitted. That wasn't present in the recording on the box, so that was extra that was picked up in the laser beam from the distance from the transmitter to the sacred geometry receiver. So that's the interesting part that really I think didn't get explained.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, but it.
But yeah, those responses weren't like a ghost box.
I'm here to try to communicate with the spirit of Sam Lucas. Sam,
This was the horse track.
are you here with us? Sam, are you the spirit that keeps making its presence known to young Wesley? Sam, are you here to protect and watch over Wesley? Yes. Is there something here with you that is trying to hurt or influence this family?
So this level,
Yeah.
but yeah. So the one episode I think, which was the most powerful, probably the scariest too, where I feel like where somebody was actually in danger, physical danger, was the pumpkin patch episode, and that's when Dave went down. That's not funny. The odd thing about that is, you see me in one of the little shacks that I'm using my Metacom ghost box, and it says Dave Schrader. It says first and last name, and it said I can't remember exactly to the effect of we'll get him too. And just as soon as it said that, I heard it. Somebody comes running up screaming, Dave's gone down. Dave needs help. So I run outside, lights in my eyes, can't see anything. Shacks all over the place. Didn't know where Dave was. Found Dave and Cindy. And Cindy's like cursing the camera guys out because they're just Dave's like in the floor in pain, And I'm like, Sandy, it's their job. They have to do this. Like, they're documenting it. We got it. It's fine. It's not their fault. She's like, I know, but she just cares about Dave. And to see Dave go down like that, because he said he felt like something stabbed him in the stomach and turned the knife. So, there was no blood. And it was quick little like combat training, combat lifesavers training, the Army paid off. But yeah, Dave was fine. He went to the emergency room. They couldn't find anything wrong with him. So paranormal maybe, but I definitely.
Are you trying to hurt him?
Let me play this one.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anybody else out here? Did it say Dave Schrader?
Are you sensing it took place in here as well?
I'm not sure. I just sense this woman, something went down. There's something that happened one night where somebody got killed. That I feel sure of. This woman is pissed. Please tell everybody to kill her. What the f? What the f? No! What happened? Dude, lay down. Dude, lay lay on your back.
Stay still, stay still, stay still.
Oh,
Get her really bad.
okay,
I
okay,
think
okay.
this
Just
is
okay.
here,
just
but
lay
I
down.
have the full camera. Oh,
What's
okay.
wrong with Dave?
Yeah. So you see how dark it was.
And he was like, call the ambulance. They're all like, what do we
That was like a
do?
real situation. There was
Yeah.
no editing magic there.
Yeah,
So that was
no,
kind of
yeah.
a scary thing. I didn't know what happened. It sounded like Dave. I thought he had a heart attack. That's what I thought was happening. I thought he was having a heart attack. That was scary. So that's probably the
KD, let's play.
Can you tell me your name? I don't play with strangers. You're going to have to tell me your name. What's your name?
It says, I don't think so. Yeah, I can hear you.
So what we're doing there with the ping pong balls, those are half ping pong balls over Dave's eyes. That's like a partial Gansfeld experiment where you use sensory deprivation. A lot of people will use blindfolds, and I say don't use blindfolds, use ping pong balls. Because a blindfold is just it's no different than closing your eyes. You might as well just close your eyes. Just looking at darkness. We're used to seeing darkness. Our brain isn't tricked by that. It knows, okay, it's dark, your eyes are closed, just go to sleep. And but if you have to have ping pong balls, you can open your eyes and look around normally, but all you see is a gray haze. And that confuses your optical nerve. And that can contribute to part of your paranormal experience. Now, if you see just a unicorn come riding in or something, with the Xena, the warrior princess riding on it or something, that's probably a hallucination produced by your brain just being bored because it doesn't understand what it's trying to look at.
But he
But
was
if
using a
you're at a
ghost
haunted
ball.
location and you are doing the same thing and you see images of events or people or things that happen between people, then and it's valid to the location, then that's another layer of proof to the narrative of why this was on. Does that make sense?
Dave, that's me. I'm Dave.
Tell me your name.
Willie. Willie's here.
Dave can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tell us what to do.
Help me. This thing in the house. It said, it keeps us here. And then I heard, take me with you.
We'll take you with us.
It's so dark. I can't see anything now. Oh, somebody's crying. It's just so much pain, KD.
Now, you see the lasers in the room. I'm using the laser transmitter again. This room has a full-length mirror running across the room. And part of what you don't really get to see, they don't really tie it in too well, is they would find children's handprints on the mirror. And, you know, like I was using a black light. I actually found some handprints on the mirror. And so I wanted to use the laser transmitter and see if I could capture something from the vibrations from the glass in the laser and then pick it up on the other end, right? And be able to hear that. So we set up, it took us about 3 or 4 hours to set up a series of mirrors on the opposite side of the room. And then we had the laser transmitter on the far right-hand side of the room, and we bounced a laser beam zigzagged all the way across the room, all the way to the other end. And it was being picked up by Dave. And he had that in headphones, and he could not hear our questions like we did at the Oddfellows last weekend. And the SDs, they thought the Estes method, that's the pronounce it. So yeah, that's the situation, right? So I'm asking these questions, and he's giving me like really accurate responses, and he is seeing things that are just overwhelming to him. And there's a lot that happened after this, and you know, we talk about a lot of stuff in RV. It's really mind blowing. Anyway, go ahead.
Help. That's what I keep saying.
You want to move on, and you can.
Yes.
So yeah, Dave was pretty messed up about that for several days afterwards.
Or I thought I was having a heart attack. It's funny. I would love to see the original footage because there's got to be 15 minutes solid of Cindy throwing the F word, trying to get me help and figure out what's going on. And it was so emotionally charged. And then,
Chris Jericho, I feel like I should be interviewing him. Jericho.
So here's I think he's
All right, Travel Channel, what do you got for us? Oh, that's a great device. That's actually called a nail meter. The typical model is, I believe, 8704R, and it picks up electromagnetic fields, high EMF reading, and also, I believe, temperature in the room as well. When spirits or even demonic entities are present, you'll see a spike in the reading. Like that. Wow, that is...
Would cause it to jump to 9.
Yeah, that's a huge spike.
We lost the power.
Yeah, there's something there.
You okay? Holy, that glass.
This takes a tremendous amount of energy to do this. And Dave Schrader, he's a top-notch guy. He's been in the field for a long time.
Biggest.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. No question about it. Great catches. Great catches. Yeah.
Great breakdown. 57. Anyways, yeah, that was a crazy thing that the glass broke, and then there was the bullet. I have that bullet somewhere. We're moving shop to another shop right now, but I have the same bullet still somewhere that manifested. You know, there's a theory that things can manifest maybe from another dimension or, you know, plane or vibration frequency, however you want to describe it. Things can manifest, can disappear, go to another place, and then remanifest into another place. So that was pretty interesting. But everything that happened there was like symbolic, right? It was like it wasn't trying to hurt us. It was, but not really. It didn't want to hurt us bad. Sometimes it would push things a little too far, like with Dave. But you know, this is occupational hazard. You know,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't
shut up. Okay.
Well, this is like, you know, I should have just let my mom come in here and
What? I mean,
just playing videos of me.
here,
when I
let's
was in
watch
high
this
school.
one. Let's watch this one. This is a whole bunch of tapes.
Oh,
Investigation. To myself and Dave, as well as Cindy, she picked up on some amazing stuff, which led us to our conclusion.
context.
You're not going to want to miss it.
This is context. So we each had to film ourselves like given like a coming up on the next episode of Ghost of Devil's Perch, you know, And I just, I can't, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's my first time doing like that much, having that big of a part in the show. I was like, I don't know, man. So go ahead.
This episode on Travel Channel and Discovery Plus, Devil's Perch. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure you tune in and watch Ghost of Devil's Perch on Travel Channel and Discovery Plus.
You're not going to show the other ones?
No, I
no,
did
I
that.
thought she was going to.
I'm not gonna show the other ones because there's lots of them.
To this next week's Ghost episode.
And then he's like, and I'm like, I was trying to put a clean version up there
Thank
just
you.
because it's like,
I guess.
yeah. I don't think we watched this one.
Train.
Oh, yeah, so that's a good message. So Cindy talked me into, I'm an artist, you know, so Cindy is too. And she's like, you're a psychic, man. You're a psychic things. I'm like, yeah, I'm interested in, and I believe in it, obviously. You know, I always like to say I'm a skeptical believer. I believe in ESP. I believe in the potential for all different forms of ESP, but I never really, you know, like I like to see things happen. I like to see evidence of it, or whatever. And so I never really thought about trying it myself either. And so Cindy,
And he wouldn't listen to me for
yeah,
years.
Katie's been trying to get me to do stuff like try and use my art ability somehow to however psychic drawing figure things out or whatever. I don't do that, so that's not my thing. So, but Cindy, I made a deal with her. She said because she didn't like using ghost boxes. And so I was like, I'll make you a deal. If you use a ghost box, I will try doing spirit writing or
Automatic drawing.
automatic writing and spirit drawing. And I did, and I actually enjoyed it. So now I do it quite often, actually.
And there's an interview with you and her where she talks about your psychic abilities. Don't we play that one?
Oh.
What's that? Is it this one? Oh, no, that's the Jacob Splatter.
I have a feeling you can do it anyway. Yeah, this right here almost got me in trouble because there was a whole situation with Alec Baldwin. And they were like, we're not doing anything dangerous. Like, I was like,
Well, they
I
used it
never
on
thought
28 days.
Alec Baldwin's decisions would ever impact me personally. In a million years did I ever think that. But, so we couldn't have dangerous stuff, so I couldn't do the Jacob's ladder in the tunnel.
Unfortunately, I'm trying to find the,
Party poopers. And I also had a big giant, like musical Tesla coil that I built over the time that I've been there. Cost a lot of money, and I was planning to run a ghost box through it in the mines at the last episode. And they were like, "Well, what happens if you touch it?" I was like, "Well, we can kill you." And they were like, "Well, we probably shouldn't use it." I'm like,
Oh,
"Well, no, you
gosh.
can use it, just don't touch it."
yeah, I had to feel like warning signs all over that thing.
I don't understand the threat level. Assess this thing here. Mitigate it. You know, did you just walk, or do you just turn the oven on and just walk over and put your hand on the burner?
No, don't. Oh, jeez. I'm just trying to find that.
Well, you do it once. So anyway, yeah, I got into it. They actually put a little bit of it in the show. I was surprised. I didn't think they were going to do that. I wasn't telling anybody I was even doing it. And I was drawing, I was doodling because I had people call me KDD. That's my nickname. So I get really bored really easily. My brain wanders. So I just started drawing in my notebook where I'm taking notes. And so I was just drawing a picture, and I think that made it into the episode. A picture of Van Zandt. Did that make it in? Where I drawn the picture of Van Zandt. And
Yeah, that's what I just.
He hands the newspaper clippings out to us. And I get the newspaper.
Yeah, it
clippings,
looks like it's trying to.
Notepad. It's like that's the same.
Yeah, it's trying to like load.
Cindy, what did you do to me? But who's seen Cindy and her new show? Cindy's awesome. And Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Are you doing another show?
No, not that I'm aware of. I don't have any plans right now. So I'm technically I've just we're just released kind of from the contract from Ghost Dog series. So yeah, now I can do whatever I want. Okay. Okay, so they call me the paranormal mad scientist, but I'm not. I do not have a degree in any kind of science field. Well, so you know, lots of different inspiration. You know, I feel like I've had some might call it spiritual inspiration from maybe beyond. Ghost box stuff a lot. See, I kind of feel like you know, with all the there's lots of different psychic abilities, right? Lots of different forms of psychic ability. Yeah, clairvoyance and you know, mediums, things like that. Now, I think that now in you know the technological age that we live in, which has only been around for really like 120, 130 years, right? 140 years. I think a new ability is kind of coming up, and that's people who have a natural, like some sort of natural ability to use electronics to get responses and to communicate with the other side better. And I think I might have that. If I do have any psychic ability, that's probably that's what I would call it. This is you know, I hear things in ghost boxes that other people don't hear. They mean things. And that's, you know, everybody's like, I didn't say that. I heard it say something else. I'm like, well, I don't, you know, I heard this, and it will be this will be.
So, one of the very first books we watched, we had asked something, and then whatever your invention was, the one that said feathers, and then it wasn't the thing you made. Anything went to the name of the thing.
In the basement, the said heaven. Oh, no, that we were at the Pink House, and it said heaven. Right, that was the laser transmitter scene. That was the ink box. That was my ink box ghost box that I actually have in my booth.
So my question was,
Mhm.
from those boxes,
Yes, that's it.
so what you were using
Mhm.
was so much more clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you using that?
Well, yeah, you know, that's my question because I make them and I sell them. I'm like, why
But we
don't
have
y'all want?
someone in the room that owns everything that he
Yeah,
has.
no,
This
she's
is Terry
Terry
Moon.
Mosby's
Yeah, she's-
known me since I started doing this, and she, yeah.
All right, Travel Channel, what do you got for us? Oh, that's a great device. That's
I
actually
agree,
called,
thank you.
Well,
But
I
do
have
sell,
no
I do
idea.
sell my equipment. I probably
Good
don't
job,
self-promote as well as I should. I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm modest, but I'm, you know.
Next time, those brothers want to
Well,
Take what now?
take that machine.
Oh, yeah, no, they had it. They used it in the Lighthouse episode. Oh, yeah, they loved it. Yeah. I made them, they have their own Metacom. It's another box I made. And it actually says Ghost Brothers on it.
this is where you're drawing the picture, but it's not, it wasn't,
Chris, I don't know who that was. Oh, so
Yeah.
I knew the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying
Let's see,
to,
this is Sarah.
yeah.
Click that one. That's my sister. We were hanging out. We were walking in the woods, and
But she was doing that other show though. So what
Yeah,
was
she was actually there filming for Ghost Town Terror the same time for like 3 or 4 weeks. Oh no, not Blood Sister, no, but no, she's my sister from another mother. But yeah, no, we got to be like really good friends during filming in Morgan City, you know, and so she's somebody that you know I know personally, and she's a great person, beautiful person. And we just go out and do dumb stuff like kick around in the woods, play in the creek.
I'm trying to find the podcast you and Cindy.
So yeah, Cindy So who saw the last episode? Anybody see the last episode of the Devil's Perch? I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So that was the best. That was really cool because of like the responses lining up, and that was also yeah. I just wanted to touch on that because I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh yes, you know, what a perfect way to tie that up." You know, oh they just all three happen to get a different part of the message. Well, yeah, sometimes that's how it happens. I think sometimes we get jaded. We get jaded, you know, because we're from ghost hunting a lot of times, and but that is just how it happened. And I should have got anything through a ghost box and a mine and a silver mine. You're not getting radio waves down there. I mean, you're just not. So for me to get anything at all was paranormal in itself. And then for what I got to be legible speech, and for that to line up with what Cindy got from automatic writing, and Dave with his EVP recording, you know, I thought it tied it up nicely. Anyway, but yes. And questions. We'll do questions. I like questions.
Like, in that kind of stuff I was talking about,
Yes.
the parents, they want help, but,
Right. Yes.
do you try to say, I want
Okay. I don't want to sound cold, but that's not what I specialize in. Yeah, I don't want to. What you know, that's just I feel like we all have our own like specialty that in the paranormal field. If you operate in that space, then you should have some sort of specialty that you do. A lot if you're doing things like clearing and healing type stuff, and that seems like that's like a singular thing that you have to focus on all the time. It would require that much. You know, I don't have the work that I do with the technology. You know, combining that with the metaphysical side best I can. That I just don't have, and plus I don't think that's not my calling. You know. Yeah, if we have our shaman for Supernatural Inc. Now with the show, Dave has a lot of experience in cleansing and doing stuff like that, and that's kind of part of his thing too. He's the golden voice, you know. He's got the radio voice. I'm Dave Schrader, coming from the high desert, blasting out of the desert like in a Shiraka. You know, yeah. So yeah, if you don't have somebody like that on your team, you should have access to people like that. And you know, you're not just going to have one person who's fluent in all cleansing, because there's cleansing is it's like a very blanket term. In the show, it looks like we kind of wrap it up, put a clean little bow on it in the end, and we do to a degree. But each situation is going to be different, and you know, hauntings aren't the same, and it's not always just going to take leaving an offering for this and then saying a prayer for them, and that's going to yeah, I think we're done here.
I just wonder why they specifically ask for help.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to have access to people from different religions. Who priests. It's good to have know a Catholic priest. It's good to know like a Protestant minister of some sort. Demonologist. It's good to have just a general demonologist. Access to one anyway that you can communicate with and bounce stuff off of them. Because I don't want to. That's just not my calling. I feel like my calling is trying to make things that connect and to give them a voice, you know. But cleansing and exorcising demons, I'm not interested. I'll document the demons and I'll talk to them, but
They're probably not asking for help.
no. But people that they're occupying probably are, yeah, you know. But yeah, well, you have to also be careful because we don't always know who we're talking to. And things will do things to try and subvert your trust, right? So that's subversion of innocence, right? Like I like to use the example with Tony Pickman at Sally House, right? Little girl goes, oh, little girl goes, so sad, right? Everybody's hearts melt. Oh, she had such a beautiful life. Yeah, well, she's probably a demon. You think a demon's just gonna show up with his wings out and however they look? Like, oh, I'll eat your soul. No. They're gonna look like a little girl. They want to get in. They want to invade your. They want to get by your defenses. You know, any kind of spiritual defenses that you would have. And they want to begin the oppression process, and that's how that happens. So you got to be careful what you talk to, always. And that's one thing I think I probably hear in every session, ghost box session, every location that I investigate is help at some point. And that's not to say that there aren't things there that do want help, but that could mean a lot of things. If I were going to try and cleanse a place or something, then it would have to be I would have to have powerful evidence that would be enough to make me go, because I think it's a bigger deal than just walking through the house with some sage. And you ain't got to go home. You can't stay here, Satan. Not today, Satan.
It kind of ties into that, but do you ever feel like anything attaches to you or some travel comes with you, or do you have any kind of preparation you do before or after?
Luckily, I have a wife because I am I specialize in recklessness.
Yes,
Well,
he does.
Well, also, so you have to keep this in mind, right? I'm looking for results. I'm looking for communication. I'm looking to have an experience. I'm looking to 5 minutes. Really? That's it?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Sorry, I bored you on this. But I'm looking for communication. I'm looking for something there, right? So, I'm sorry, Brandon, you distracted me. What was the?
That you don't exercise
Yes,
the
yeah,
demons.
bringing things home. So I have
I-
Katie for that. Katie does a
yeah.
lot of things
Yeah,
to
I
help
do some
appease
recruits,
anything
stuff
about
like
if I'm
that.
homeless. Not necessarily protection. I'm against protection, like I said. That's where I was going with the so I think that if you really, really are truly serious about getting something and don't recommend it, don't use protection.
That's how I had a kid.
That sounds bad.
Well,
Y'all
he brought something
need to get
home
y'all's
from-
minds out the gutter.
This is why we have
Yeah.
children.
Now, but so if I want, like, I'm interested in communicating with anything that's powerful enough to carry on a two-way intelligent conversation with me through a piece of electronic equipment that I sell. So if I walk into a room holding a crucifix out in front of me, then if that works against demons,
I don't.
then they're not going to want to talk to me, probably. You're not going to get, you're warding them off, right? Or if you do some kind of protection spell, then a lot of times to get legitimate, like real communication, you have to open yourself up to things to be able to interact with you. And there is a level of danger to that. This occupational hazard is the way I see it. Just like if you join the military, then you're going to get shot at. You're going to get blown up. Trust me.
Huh?
I did it. And I got it.
Yeah.
Some other people out there might have too. So, yeah, I mean, if you sign up for something, you know what might happen. You know there's potential for bringing something home. Hell, I think I already have a portal in my house anyway, my submission. So
Yes,
I
you
don't think
do.
it matters.
He makes me sleep in the sub basement. There is a portal.
It's a sub basement. It's completely underground, right? But there's tapping
Yeah,
on the
on the
wall.
wall.
And it's about midnight.
Yeah.
Right next to where I put your bed.
Right.
Anyway, so I guess that's it. This was kind of like, we never done this before. Usually I'll just have a picture and picture, this thing. I'll talk about that thing. So I'm going to screen the videos next time. I thank y'all for being part of this experimental.
Last video.
Katie, Stafford, and Brandon, big part of this. I help out a lot.
I just want to play this 30-second video. So, one of our, people that help with our ITC stuff is the Haunted Hostess Care Coffin, and she, has come up with things located about the coffin. If she's on TikTok, you guys can hit her up. Those are all the boxes that we've built for her. And, she does lives on there all the time, so check her up on, TikTok. Check us out on TikTok, well, TikTok, I'm sorry. And, Facebook and, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, our website, I keep that pretty updated pretty well.
Yes, I should do that. Supernatural on Facebook, and then everything else is linked.
Yeah, supernatural.com or supernaturalparanormal.com. We'll pop up.
Tattoo shop. And then they work out, so I just changed it to paranormal. I mean,
Well, I do printing and design and stuff like that, so, but anyways.
Hey, guys,
so,
join
thank y'all
in
very much
at 4:30
for watching the show,
for the next live.
and, I appreciate it.
What are you, from the government?
What are you doing?
I'm filming you.